Welcome to Yoga Travels with Karen on beautiful Matsuoka Island. The sun is out again, yay! We've had a lot of grey weather lately, so it's nice to have a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of vitamin D. So we're going to work a little bit today. We're going to work those hips. You might have seen the last few videos where we've been working on doing squats, Asian squat, as well as the sit to stand test. So this will be a little bit more advanced and maybe strengthen and stretch a little bit more through the hips and the legs to help us with those squats and with those movements, and in general with mobility. So you don't really need anything except a mat. So if you're ready, come and join me and let's get moving. Let's start in a nice easy supine position, relaxing the body, bringing those feet a little bit further than hip distance apart, hands on either side of the body. Maybe just pressing the shoulders down so the chest comes up and naturally rolling the shoulders under and allowing the palms to open up towards the sky, towards the ceiling, wherever you are at the moment. Make a note of any points of tension in the body. And also make a note of the parts of the back of the body that are in contact with the mat. Let's just take some nice slow breaths. Starting nice and low from the belly, lifting and filling the belly as you inhale. And then filling the ribs and the chest. And then as you exhale in reverse, release the air from the chest, the ribs, and soften the belly. Just a few breaths, relaxing the whole body. Good. On the next inhale, let's reach those arms up over the head, and we're going to flex the feet and we're going to reach those fingers far, far away. I'm going into the bushes here. Push those heels out, stretching through the body, and as you exhale, just relax right where you are. And another inhale. This time let's point the toes and let's just reach left and right, really feeling and maybe moving those hips a little bit as well. And then let's bring those knees into the chest, interlacing the fingers around the shins. Lift the nose to the knees. And then bringing the head down. Keep that chin tucked a little bit towards the chest so you're not arching up unnecessarily through the back of the neck. Nice tight squeeze in the knees. Feel the belly rise and fall with the breath against the thighs. I'm going to release that left leg, pulling that right knee into the center of the body and bring the nose to the knees, to the knee rather. And then relax the head. Relax that top foot, but flex the bottom foot to keep that leg activated. Pulling that knee in nice and tight. A nice compression in that right hip joint now. Pushing up against all the organs through that area. Compression allows for the blood to pool for a moment while it's being compressed, and then when you release, the blood flows a little faster. So very good for the joints as well as all parts of the body. Good. We're going to bring that knee out to the side, so it's kind of like a bit of a half happy baby pose perhaps, but just holding the shin. The left hand can come on the left hip just to not really press it down, but just to remind it to stay down. Creating a bit of compression and movement through our hips now. So let's go bring the knee to the other side. The right arm's coming out to the side, left hand on the right knee, across the body, keeping the shoulders down, looking over towards the right hand side. That knee will most likely not come anywhere near the floor, near your mat, And that's perfectly fine. You might find you can feel a stretch through that right hip and the twist through the right side of the body. Keep the breath going. Good, and coming back to center. Let's stretch out that leg and just adjust yourself and maybe notice if there's any difference between the left and right. My right leg feels a little longer than my left at the moment. I'm sure it's not. It's just that it's been nicely stretched. All right, let's bring that left knee now into the chest. Interlace the fingers around the shin. We're going to bring that knee across the body to the center and the nose up to the knee. Bringing that head down and keep that knee nice and tight into the chest. Feel the belly rise and fall with the breath against the thigh. I feel a bit of a stretch through the glutes, through the piriformis. Remember to keep that straight leg activated by flexing the foot. Chin a little towards the chest. Good, let's release and just bring that left knee out towards the left armpit now. Right hand on that right hip. Keep the hips square. Pulling in nice and tight, creating a nice compression in that left hip now. Fantastic for the digestion. Good, let's go across to the other side, left arm out to the side, right arm holding, or right hand holding the left knee, and bring it across the body, looking to the left, and just knowing that that knee will not come down all the way to the mat. And don't try and force it, we're still warming up the body. Good, let's bring it back to center and stretch out that leg, and notice now any difference on either side. Good, let's bend those knees and rolling onto the side, coming up and over. So we're going to come into a tabletop position. Hands are under the shoulders. Nice and straight, maybe a little bit forward. The knees are hip distance apart and just the toes hidden behind the knees. Let's do some nice cat-cows. Nice flat back, looking straight down with an inhale. And as you exhale, tuck that tailbone under, chin to the chest, pushing up through the arms. And as you inhale, let that belly fall, tilt the tailbone, and looking diagonally forward. And going with the breath, inhale, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, tilt the tailbone. Push up through those arms, not collapsing through the shoulders. Good, one more. If you find you need to cough, that's good. You're just releasing some stale air. Good, and bring the big toes together. Drop the hips back into a child pose, reaching those hands forward. Bring the forehead down. Relax the elbows. Good, let's look up, reach those hands forward, and we're going to tuck the toes, and we're coming into a downward dog. Lifting those hips, just walk out those heels just while we work on our alignment. Nice stretch through the calves, the Achilles. Slowly looking back, slowly pressing the chest back towards the thighs. Looking back towards the legs, rolling those elbows towards each other, or the inside of the elbows towards each other. Then coming up onto the toes a little bit of a bend in the knees, and then roll those heels back, straightening through the legs, pressing the heels down, chest coming back. Nice, strong downward dog. Beautiful. Looking between the hands, we're going to walk the feet forward, and we're going to have the heels at about hip distance apart. The toes are on a 45-degree angle, and we're going to drop the hips coming into our squat. Bring the elbows inside the knees, hands are in prayer. And just lifting that chest a little. We want a nice straight back here. Looking forward, you can close the eyes. Let's take a moment just to relax into it. And then we'll get some activation happening in the body. So let's bring the hands down. We're going to lift the hips, keep the hands down. You might be on your toes, or when you come up, preferably come down onto the heels. Okay, and then as we inhale, we're going to drop the hips, and we're going to exhale through the mouth. All right, so we're going to use our breath to lift those hips. So we've had an inhale, so let's inhale again, and keep it going. The inhale will come naturally. 5 more. One more. And hold. And hips coming up, feet parallel. Just holding here, just with a little micro bend in the legs. Looking back towards the calves, and maybe just a little bend in the elbows. Place the thumbs in the elbow creases, and let's just move the body side to side so the head stays fairly stable between the arms. We're not so much moving the arms, more the body. Good, let's relax through there. All right, we're going to do another couple of sets. So let's bring those heels out to, the toes out to the 45. Dropping our hips down. Take a moment here, hands in prep. Press the elbows out against the knees, lifting that chest a little. Good, release the hands and the hips are up. Exhale, inhale down, up, in, out. Five more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold in the up position. Straighten out those toes. Sides of the feet are parallel to the sides of the mat. Coming into our resting position, arms are bent, thumbs are in our elbow creases, and little micro bend in the legs. Or you might have a bigger bend depending on your flexibility. Moving the body side to side. Slow the heart rate. All right, last set. Let's bring the hands down, toes out, and dropping the hips. First of all, prayer. Press those knees out to the side with the elbows, bringing the hands down a little bit further. Big breath in and release. Let's bring the hands down. Let's breathe in and out through the mouth. Lift. Might feel a burn in those thighs now. 5 more. 3, 2, 1, and let's lift those hips up. Straighten up the toes, sides of the feet parallel with the sides of the mat. Hanging, however's comfortable. All right, from here, we're going to come all the way up, nice and gently, bringing those shoulders up, back and down, and giving everything a little shake. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down, coming all the way down with the body. And let's step our right foot back. coming up into a high lunge. Find your balance, squaring those hips, the right hip coming forward, left hip coming back to square them nicely. I'm going to drop those shoulders and we're going to bring the hands out in front. And we're going to do a little row with our breath again. So inhale here. And as we exhale, let's bring those elbows back. You can clench the fists if you like. We're going to drop those hips a little further. So inhale, exhale. Might have a little bend in the back leg a little bit, just to avoid that over stretching of the knee. Keep it going. Let's do 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Hold here, nice and low. Feel those quads burning. This is a good thigh workout today. And let's twist around to the front and straightening the legs, coming into a star. Let's inhale. Exhale, folding all the way down. Nice flat back, bring those hands down. Looking back between the legs. Sides of the feet are parallel to the ends of the mat. Let's do a little twist while we're here. Right hand down, straight under the head. Left arm is lifting up, looking up towards the sky. And dropping down. The other side lifting up. And coming down. And looking between the legs again. Good, bring the heels in, bend the knees, hands on the thighs, and coming up nice and slowly. Let's lift those hands to a star, and let's come around to the right hand side now, a high lunge, finding a nice comfortable position. Hips are square, bring those hands forward, shoulders down. Let's go with an inhale, and exhale, pull back, clench the hands. Let's go, in. Remember that little bend in the back knee, just to avoid that hyperextension. If you fall over, don't worry, I do. Just come back and let's do 5 more. 4, 2, 1, and bring those hands up. Coming back to our star, bringing the hands down. Let's come down nice and low. Tuck the tailbone under a little. Holding here. Let's really give those legs a really good workout. Doing very well. Last little bit, I promise. Lift the arms. Straighten the legs. And let's just relax everything. And coming down to a nice, comfortable, seated position. And let's get our breath back. Good. Good work. That's really tough on the legs, but fantastic. And it's also really important to do that stretch in Uttanasana, in our forward fold afterwards. Often with those high intensity exercises, we don't necessarily stretch, and it's a great opportunity in the rest to actually stretch out those muscles we've just worked. So very good. All right, hands on the knees. Let's take a breath in. Lift up and open the chest, looking up. And exhale, closing down, chin to the chest. Inhale up. Exhale, rolling back. Inhale up. Exhale back. And just holding here for a few breaths. And maybe just a little movement side to side. I know I can certainly feel a nice release through my trapezius muscles up here, just the shoulders there. Feels quite nice. Just enjoy moving a little side to side, whatever works for you. Good, and coming back to center, and let's come back into our supine position. Let's just feel how it feels now to bring those knees into the chest, nose up to the knees. Bring the head down and let's just rock gently side to side. Beautiful. All right, we're going to just separate the knees. Bring the feet up and let's come into a nice happy baby pose. Hands on the outside of the feet. Pulling those knees down and rocking gently side to side. Good. Nice stretch through the hips. Let's release the legs and release the hands. We're going to keep those knees into the chest. Bring the arms out into a T position and let's drop those knees down to either side. It doesn't really matter which side. And looking in the opposite direction. And coming back to center with the head and inhale, lift the knees. Exhaling them over to the other side, looking in the opposite direction. Relax the legs. You can place a hand on the outside of the thigh just gently, just to give your legs permission to relax. And bring the head back to center. Inhale, lifting the knees, and let's stretch them out into our Shavasana. Feet are a little bit further than hip distance apart. Hands are down by the sides and palms facing upwards. Press the shoulders down and relax. Feeling that belly fill up as you inhale. And soften as you exhale. Do some nice slow breaths to relax in your Shavasana. Stay here as long as you need. Thank you for joining me. Namaste and well done. We'll see you next time.